Hello, hello. It looks like I'm working. It looks like my mic is working. Yes, I'm working, always working. Um, how's the sound? How's the lighting? I've got Coco and Mookie. You can only see Coco. Let's see if I can move them around so that you can see Mookie too. Come here, Mookie. Come here, baby. Oh, there. There you go. There's some squishy pillows for my babies. Okay, there. How's that? You got Coco, you got Mookie, you got me. We're all here. So, I just wanted to come on live real quick. It might have to be super quick. I was excited to report to my people that Tenacious D is mentioned in the book. I'm going to read that page to you. I think it was like page 86. Of course, I didn't mark it. 8647, right? No. 67, right? Where is it? Yeah, I was very excited to see that. Yep, there it is. It is on 86. What do you know? So this is what it says. It's not that big of a deal, but to me, it's a big deal. So here we go. As for Maxwell, who told us girls to call her G-Max, I was figuring out she was important too. Maybe I should read a little bit ahead of that so you've got the context. Here, I'll start with the couple sentences before that. I'd never been to New York and knew very little about fine art. So when he told me his house sat right across from the Frick collection, it meant nothing to me. But I could still read the message a little E seemed determined to deliver, that he was a very important man. As far as Maxwell, she told us girls to call her G-Max, which I just think is the weirdest thing to want to be called. I guess like G-spot, right? That's probably where she's coming from. I was figuring out she was important too. In October 2000, she jetted off to New York to meet up with her old friend, Prince Andrew, Queen Elizabeth II's second-born son, who was then fourth in line to ascend the British throne. On Halloween, along with other guests that included the Donald and the Mrs. Trumpster Fire, Mrs. Tenacious D, Maxwell and Prince Andrew attended a party hosted by a German supermodel, Heidi Klum, at the Hudson, a swank hotel. Maxwell boasted that she knew the man who just renovated it, Hotel Impresario Ian Schrager. It goes on to mention Bill Clinton, so I'll go ahead and mention that too, just to balance it out, nonpartisan here. Maxwell was proud of her friendships with famous people, especially men. She loved to talk about how easily she could get former President Clinton on the phone. She and little E had visited the White House together when he was in office. She also enjoyed repeating that once, at some random event, she'd taken actor George Clooney into a bathroom and gave him a job. So we'll end it with that as far as the reading of the book, because I don't want to be doing any copyright infringement, of course. The book is about, almost 400 pages? Yeah, just over 350. And I'm on page 112. So I guess I'm a third of the way through now. Almost a third of the way through. I thought I was a third of the way through when I was on page 50, but I was not looking to see how many pages there were. I was just kind of guesstimating. So I read like 50 pages the first day. 50-ish. I read about, I think, close to 60 last night. I want to just power through it and read it all before I come back on live. But at the same time, I need to be on live with my people. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep checking in with you guys each day as I go. And I'll hopefully get like 40 to 50 pages read a day minimum. Everything I say is simply my opinion for the sake of hoping to start a conversation, open up a discussion, learn something, be educational. All my videos are made for YouTube and it's an infotainment platform. Oh, I got a heart from someone. And I need to text a couple of my mods real quick. So 1 second. One more. All right, so I did my disclaimer. I think I have my thumb right here, constantly renovating my little workspace, trying to get it more and more workable. Hit your like button if you'd be so kind. I think I really like the standing up thing. I'm not sure. I'm open to feedback. So if you have an opinion, it's just nice to be able to move around. And then, I don't know, I think it keeps me more energized. Make sure that you're still subscribed if you are subscribed. And if you're not, please consider doing so. Share a video of mine with somebody that you think might like my channel. Turn on your notification bell to ring a ding ding. I wanted to play a couple of shorts for you. I've been a huge fan of late of Paula Poundstone. And she did one today that just hit the nail on the head. So without further ado, let me just pull that up and play it. Well, but wait, here's this other one, which is Lysandra V Comedy. She's the one who does the crazy crosses out of like toilet paper rolls and construction toys and stuff, tennis rackets, and she's amazing. So let me go with the Paula Poundstone one first, if I can quickly find that. Yeah, there we go. It's really funny. I might break it up, but I'm sure she would be happy for me to be playing it and promoting her channel.
Hey, Donald Trump. It's just me, Paula Poundstone. I'm in a hotel room in New York on my way to do my live show.
Wait. She didn't say the part about the cat. She usually says, hey. Well, that's because she's traveling. She usually says, hey, Donald Trump.
It's just me, Paula Poundstone. I'm in a hotel room in New York on my way to do my live show at a theater in Syracuse. When my kids were growing up and I found out that they lied to me about something, I used to say to them, I don't want to be Nancy Drew in The Mystery of the Only Kid Without Homework. And that's what I...
Isn't that cute? I don't want to be Nancy Drew in The Mystery of the Only Kid Without Homework. I love the way she tells these stories. And like I said, she usually starts out with, hey, Donald Trump, it's me, Paula Poundstone, just here playing with the cats, you know, crazy cat lady.
I want to talk to you about. Jake Tapper says that you are sick of Putin lying to you. That must be awful. So what does he do? Does he say, like, I'm going to do it in 2 weeks and then nothing? Oh, I am so sorry. That's going to be very, very difficult for you. I mean, I've had something like that happen. I had a guy staying in a house that belongs to me and a lot of people like me who said he wanted to add on a room to this house. He didn't ask. He just said he wanted to do it. But he also said it wouldn't disturb the existing house. And then he knocked down a whole wing of the house. He also...
It's more like he knocked down the whole house. And I just want to interject here that to me, him knocking down the wing that is the First Lady's wing is very symbolic of a couple of things. Violence against women is one of them, but a clear threat to Melania is another one.
Swore he would follow the rules, and he never follows any rules. So I don't blame you for being sick of Putin's lies. You poor thing. Oh, and get this. This same guy I was telling you about, gathers a bunch of his friends to go attack a group of people. I mean, I heard him stoking his friends to attack. So they go do it. I saw it with my own eyes. It was violent. It was bloody. A bunch of cops got hurt. People were killed. And he said, I didn't do that. Then he said,
I didn't do that. He's such a freaking toddler. She's so good. She's so smart.
No one got hurt. It was peaceful. I can't think of his name right now. My memory, right? You know, you would know him. If I can think of it, you'll know him. God, I hate to be lied to. It's such a waste of time. It's like with.
And have you noticed how he'll say, "Oh, that person's a liar," when he's like lying to you in your face, as if.
Putin. If you can't trust him to follow through on a promise to have a ceasefire, how can you trust him to withhold compromising information that he uses to blackmail you? If I were you, I would just say to him, Putin, I don't want to be
Nancy Drew in the mystery of your P-tapes.
Nancy Drew in the mystery of the P-tape. Try that.
Oh, too funny. Too funny. So there is a part in the book, let me just say, where Virginia tells the story about Jizz urinating on her. And it's crazy because of the whole P-tape thing, but it's also Virginia was just stung by like a whole group of jellyfish, and they tried to find vinegar and there was no vinegar. And so Ghislaine took off her bathing suit and peed on her in front of people, which I'm sure they all just loved, everyone other than Virginia. But she was probably so uncomfortable with the jellyfish stinging. I don't even know what that feels like, that, you know, she was okay with it the way she describes it in the book. But it's just, add that to the pile. So this quick video, this reel that I'm going to show you of Lysandra Vazquez, she is Puerto Rican. Like me, she has braces, but she's much better at talking with them. You can barely see them. You can't really hear them at all. But, I did get my braces tuned up again yesterday. It's just crazy, the amount of pain, but I'm doing a lot better again. Let me just play this for you. I feel like people ask me this. I really can identify with her. So let me just play it. And again, I'll break it up for fair use, but I'm promoting her, so I'm sure she would be fine with it. Just to make sure that it's within community standards of the tube.
Oh my God, what radicalized you? Why do you talk about politics so much? Didn't you used to just be fun? Sibling in Christ, do you think I want to read the news every day? I think I want to know the inner workings of the minds of people whose mouths water at a Land's End catalog. You think I would ever voluntarily spend any time looking at Stephen Miller's face?
Land's End. Was it Land's End or was it the other one? What's the other catalog just like Land's End? Oh, dang it. Maybe it was Land's End. When I went to Miami University in 1987, there was more UPS packages shipped to Oxford, Ohio than like the rest of the country combined. I think it was Land's End. It was a super preppy catalog company. If it wasn't them, isn't there another one like them? I'll ask Google in a second. Let's finish up with this.
Absolutely not. I'd rather be on the streets of Italy, drinking wine, taking a lover. I don't know, shopping.
Taking a lover.
Knowing the cuisine and the art of places I've always wanted to visit. I know the names of reporters in the press briefing room and the beef between them. I want the...
And I just got to say, I really identify with that. I am amazed. I know a lot of my viewers are amazed with how many people's names I know. I wish I didn't, but I feel like I have to. Let's see.
Oh my God, what radicalized you? Why do you talk about politics so much? Didn't you used to just be fun? Sibling in Christ, do you think I want to read the news every day? I think I want to know the inner workings of the minds of people whose mouths water at a Land's End catalog? Do you think I would ever voluntarily spend any time looking at Stephen Miller's face? Absolutely not. I'd rather be on the streets of Italy, drinking wine, taking a lover. I don't know, shopping. But instead of knowing the cuisine and the art of places I've always wanted to visit, I know the names of reporters in the press briefing room and the beef between them.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I didn't see that. Raised from perdition 2 times. Hello. Driving to work, but lurking. And where do you work if you want to share? If you don't, or you can't because you're driving. Don't even worry about answering. Hey, Billy darling. You guys are the bomb. Thank you so much for being here. This might have to be a super short live. Let me see. How short? Okay, I'm good to go. Awesome. Yay, I get to keep going. So let me finish up with this. You guys have seen this Lysandra V, haven't you? She's brilliant.
I want the government to just work so then I can work. I wish I could be just discussing the latest episode of Grey's Anatomy. Is that still on? I think it's still on. But no, instead I'm here educating myself about what is going on because I feel crazy, because I make a decent amount of money. I've been working my entire life, and yet where does all the money go? We get told from all the news sources that we're the wealthiest country in the world, but babes, where? I feel like almost all the people I know are just getting by and are trying to make ends meet and
paying the taxes, right? They get you coming and going. How are you guys doing today? If you feel like answering, if you're able.
trying to do their best. Literally, like one surprise medical incident and you're bankrupt. Well, that's what radicalized me. Learning about the system that we live in, opening my eyes up to the big wealth gap. And I get mad because I should be out in the club. Actually, no, I'm too old for that. You know things are bad when I'm spending my hot years fact-checking Nazis. But anyway, to answer the question, what radicalized me? Being alive in America. Oh my God, what radicalized?
Isn't that sharp? What radicalized me? Being alive in America. So let's talk about this whole thing with, like, just in the last few days, I've been hearing in mainstream media and on YouTube reference to Brian Koberger in the Idaho 4 as a young man radicalized online. So they're going back to that whole thing with like the incel theory. Now more than ever, I think the whole thing is a sham. But they're also trying to do that whole radicalized thing with Tyler, what's his last name? Robinson, the one with Charlie Kirk. And then also brings up Luigi Mangione. And it never occurred to me why maybe the Luigi Mangione is just another bullcrap story. Although the shell casings with the writing on them, with the inscribed, what was it, like defer, deny, delay, something like that. It was the 3Ds. That was pretty odd right away. But then with Tyler Robinson, not only writing on his shell casings, but then talking about them in his text thread, fully punctuated, when he's on the run from, the law, running for his life, as if. And then the Antifa people who put on a shell casing, I think with a black Sharpie, they just wrote anti-ICE. I'm sure in CASHAPP Patel's mind, or whoever thought of it, they thought, oh yeah, Antifa, anti-ICE, that makes sense. No one's going to write on a shell casing with a black Sharpie anti-ICE and then fire that thing at someone. Are they, Billy? Are they? The shell casings sound like BS. Will, especially, it's like all of a sudden, like I've been making all these jokes that it's like the one word manifesto. Like that's the new trend with this bull crap. is it's like everybody who does anything leaves a manifesto behind, even if it's just like a text or a note or a sticky note or whatever. They're always like, oh, we found the manifesto. And then you find out it's like half a paragraph. Half a paragraph does not make a manifesto, as does not a single word on a shell casing. But that's my guess, is that they're just trying to like plant evidence to say, oh, yeah, that makes sense. See, it was them. But my whole thought process with Luigi Mangione, I always figured, yeah, it could be him. But the whole thing is really weird. The backpack thing, the McDonald's thing. And then I come to find out a couple weeks ago that Altoona, the name of the town in Pennsylvania where he was at the McDonald's and arrested, allegedly, well, I think he was, wearing the same outfit and eating in the restaurant when he's on the run, running for his life. Yeah, just needed to sit down inside of Mickey D's for a second to relax, chillax. I guess that town is really weird, and nothing against Altoona, but that it's known for being like one of the most conservative towns in the world. So I thought, well, that's interesting. Plus, just all the things that keep happening in Pennsylvania, very interesting to me in my inquiring mind. But it's never made sense to me, like why he would be some kind of patsy until today, which is why I'm talking about it. Because then I thought, oh, who would want that CEO guy of United Healthcare out of the picture? Maybe the same people that wanted the CEO of Siemens Industries out of the picture, and his wife, who was like the manager of communications, global operations, I think. She was in the airplane with her CEO husband and her 3 kids, not airplane, helicopter, in New York City on her birthday this spring, when that helicopter allegedly just like fell apart out of the sky. They were the family visiting from Spain for the 40th birthday trip. I think it was her birthday. I think it was 40. And they took pictures before they got in the helicopter. They took pictures in the helicopter, and that was it. And then when I found out they both worked for Siemens Industries, and not just worked there, not just like they were employed there, CEO and Director of Global Communication Operations. I was like, yeah, that's not sus at all. Just like the Cessna jet down in Boca Raton that crashed right down the street from the headquarters of that family company called, what is that company called? Communications and IT Solutions or something like that. U.S. Communications and IT Solutions. I'll have to look it up, but that was the Stark family. Here, let's look it up real quick. Stark Family Business Satellite Communications IT in Boca Raton. Oh, so he owned more businesses than just that. He also owned the Stark Media Group. Damn, the crap that I learned when I'm on live. The shell casings sound like BS. Yeah, with the latest Shalom casings, BS. I guess that's shell casings. Yeah, there you go. Is there a new one other than the 3, or just the 3 so far? That is wild that they have this other company, the Stark Media Group, that I didn't even know about. See, it was really hard to find the business that this family did. It was like it was top secret, like they did not want anybody to know. Stephen Stark was the dad of Delray Beach. Robert Stark was the granddad. He was the one who started the company. Okay, it was called US Infocom Incorporated. Damn. But now to find out that they have this other company too, the Stark Media Group, LLC. That's wild. So Stephen Stark, the 53-year-old father, had the media group, I think. 54-year-old. His dad, Robert Stark, was the one who started the US Info Communications Incorporated, but it's just called US Info-Com Inc. That was a super successful company. Super successful company. So you've got a company working with satellites and fiber optics, them. And then you got the Stark Media Group. And then you got nobody because they crashed. And then you had the family in the airplane that crashed near the Catskills Mountains up in New York, right by the border of Connecticut and Massachusetts, I think it was. And the parents were both doctors. The dad was like a neurosurgeon, and the mom was a gynecologist expert, I think. And then the daughter was also a neurosurgeon. She was finishing her degree. She also had won like a Pulitzer Prize for some mask thing that she invented while she was at university. I think she was at Columbia. She might have been at NYU. Excuse me, one of those two. Anyway, so she was working on her doctoral degree to be a neurosurgeon also, and blending, like her dad, blending like robotics and technology and all that. And then her boyfriend was on that airplane, and then her brother and his girlfriend. I want to say her boyfriend and her brother were both maybe like business guys, but then the brother's girlfriend was starting law school at Harvard, and she already had a specialty in immigration law. It was just a very curious group of people to go down. And remember, that was right around the same time as that helicopter. And then we just had another suspicious crash, like in the last 24 hours. I can't even keep up. A helicopter that just went down. Was that in California, maybe? But remember, like when that Black Hawk hit the commercial jet over the Potomac River in January, I think that was. And then it just so happened to have all those Olympic stars on it, and like the world champs that had defected from Russia back in the 90s, who were now world champion coach ice skaters. And it also had 3 young Black female attorneys on that airplane too, that seemed kind of integral people. There's just been too many to track them all. I should start writing them down again, because it seems like there's been a couple lately. I still can't get over the Stark family, and I can't get over that other family, the 6 people that I was talking about that was near the Catskills. Like, what are the chances? What's the one that just happened? Let me look that up real quick. I think that was it a helicopter crash at Huntington Beach? Is this it? No, that was a week ago. So here we go, a day ago. So it was a man and a woman and their 2 kids. So the grandparents lost their child's spouse, and their grandchildren. And this was yesterday. I think the guy's name is Zachary Bailey. Zachary Bailey helicopter crash yesterday. Right. Yeah, I just heard about this today. Politician Darren Bailey's family killed in helicopter crash. 4 members of Illinois politician Darren Bailey. So he is an Illinois governor candidate. His son, his daughter-in-law, and his grandkids. Sometimes those things happen, but it certainly seems like assassination attempts, and things falling out of the sky happen a lot more when a certain Tenacious D is around than when he's not. That is just awful. I don't even know how old these kids are. The granddaughter, Veda Rose, 12 years old. I'm so sad. And then the son, Samuel, 7. These people don't care about anything. That's if there's some crazy conspiracy, right? Again, sometimes crashes happen. Sometimes lunatics go on shooting sprees. But why do these things happen so much when Tenacious D comes around? So much. Yeah, LOL, just those, I think. And then Walmart. Was there another Walmart shooting? There's been a lot. See, I live not too far from the Walmart that John Crawford III was killed at when trying to figure out what kind of cat food to buy. He was a very handsome 22-year-old black man. He was on the cell phone with his, I think he was on the phone with his girlfriend who was in a different aisle. And that whole thing was horrible. That was like, was it 6 years ago or more than that? It was like, I think it was 9 years ago. Maybe you've heard of the John Crawford case. It's awful. John Crawford III. A lot of people think it's John Crawford Jr., but that's his dad. It was August 5th, 2014. It was 11 years ago already. Wow. That's crazy. And he was holding a toy gun that he was purchasing for his 5-year-old son. And so some cracker called 911 and said that he had a real gun and that he was pointing it at people in the store. And then the white police officers that arrived said drop the gun and then shot him within like 0.6 seconds or 0.06 seconds. And they had just come back from a training of how to handle an active shooter, and that wasn't how to handle an active shooter. You know, you're supposed to give them a second to drop their toy before taking them out. But what was even worse about his unaliving was that the girlfriend got in a very suspicious car accident in downtown Dayton on New Year's Day that a lot of people don't know about. So the girlfriend that he was with for 4 months, she'd been advocating, she'd been like an activist, and then New Year's Day at like 3 p.m, a car that she was in malfunctioned and wrapped itself around a tree in a residential neighborhood that has like those traffic circles, and the car was going 100 miles an hour at 3 p.m. on New Year's Day. Not very many people know about her connection to John Crawford III. She was asking way too many questions. Girlfriend's name, car accident. Tasha Thomas. So January 1st of 2015. Struck a pole in Dayton at a high speed and overturned. I'm pretty sure it caught on fire. But then they tried to play it off like it happened at 3 a.m, like it was a New Year's Eve partying too hard kind of situation, which it wasn't. It was a 3 p.m, broad daylight, New Year's Day. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I just got my memory jogged when Raised from Tradition said Walmart. Has there been more Walmart shootings? Dude, I won't even go into big stores any longer. Yeah. About to get spicy with Snap because shut. About to get spicy with Snap because shut. Truth, Raised from Tradition. And hello. Yeah. Let's see what Walmart shootings lately. Walmart shootings lately. So there was a mass shooting in Virginia last week. Is the AI overview says as of October 24th, and that's today, there have been several shooting incidents at Walmart stores within the past year. Some of the most notable ones include October of 2025, Evergreen Park in Illinois. 20-year-old man charged with attempted red rum after chasing another man through the Walmart. And a 70-year-old woman was injured in the Walmart. Anchorage, Alaska, a man was unalived inside of a Walmart after a verbal altercation escalated into gunfire. Man, Anchorage, chill, baby. It's a tough place to live. And it's winter, so it's a very tough thing when the days start getting so short or disappearing altogether, depending on how far north you are. Covington, Georgia was April. Wait a second. How did I miss this one? November 2023, Beaver Creek, Ohio. A gunman opened fire with a rifle inside a Walmart on November 20th, injuring 4 people before killing himself. The motivation remains under investigation. Is this the same Walmart where John Crawford happened? No way. Let me see. Which Walmart in Beaver Creek, November 2023, were 4 people shot? That's nuts. It is the same one. How did I not know this? The shooting occurred Monday, November 20th, 2023. The victims were 4 shoppers who were injured by the shooter, who also passed away from a self-inflicted shot. The same freaking one, and I did not know. Okay, I'm never going in there again. Whoa. Thank goodness the shoppers weren't deceased. 4 people injured. The shooter was a 20-year-old man. How did I not hear about this? I'm going to bet you the guy was white, because otherwise I bet it would have been publicized more. What was his name? It should be in here. I can't believe I didn't know this. This is why I like to come on live. I learn things from you guys, and just spontaneously. Benjamin Charles Jones. I'm going to guess that's a white guy's name. Let's see if there's a picture of him. Benjamin Charles Jones. Yep, he's white. He's a whitey white. Hey, I'm on live. Okay, love you. Bye. OMG. He looks familiar too. Holy crap, man. I gotta look into this more. That is crazy. That is insane. Thanks for being here, you guys. Let's see what you're saying. Shut down. Shut like the shutdown of the government by the jerk-offs. Oh, about to get spicy with the snap because of the shutdown. Oh, raised from perdition 2 times. I am so sorry. Absolutely get spicy with the snap because of the shut. That is horrific. And then yesterday for Caroline with KKK to say that Dear Leader is more focused on the ballroom than anything else. His ballroom is his primary focus, not the war, not the shutdown, not SNAP benefits not getting reloaded, not health insurance issues, just his effing ballroom. So he can go freaking balling, right? So sorry, my dear. That infuriates me. Absolutely infuriates me. So what's the other company like LL Bean? That's the company that I was talking about at the beginning. LL Bean and other preppy company, Land's End. Yeah. LL Bean was the preppy company that had more deliveries to Oxford, Ohio than the rest of the country combined. When I went to school there in 1985, Miami University, Oxford, Ohio. So, yeah, those are the two. Then you got Eddie Bauer. That's another one that's very similar. But LL Bean and Land's End were like the ultra fancy for, the Midwest and New England for winter. You kind of had to get stuff from those catalogs if you were going to survive the winter. Okay. What else is going on with my brain? So the book is really good. It's really hard. As I've said before, it's really, really hard to read. A quick recap. Like I've gotten to the part where she's been, how shall I phrase it? They phrase it like that she's in the orbit of Jiz and Little E. I feel like she was being held captive, even though there was no physical captivity, like, a dungeon that she was stuck in. Psychologically, there was a dungeon that she was stuck in. But actually, Little E put her up in a really nice apartment, the way they do. So she was his favorite. For her, that felt like love. She even says that there were times where she thought she was in love with him. And she really liked being a people pleaser and pleasing him and pleasing Jiz and being told that she was the best one that they had. Because she was. She was super smart, which they also liked because they were intellectual types. One of the big discoveries for me in this book in the last day was she says that Little E would brag to her that when he was teaching at that Dalton school in Midtown Manhattan, that he would bribe the good-looking female students with good grades if they were to go to bed with him, which of course we could all have assumed that from jump, but it explicitly says that in here. It's just so sad what she dealt with. Like, I was trying to figure out from how much I've read so far, and I'm at that point in time when it's still like, I think it's right before his 48th birthday. So it's the year 2000. It's the same year that she first became incorporated into their orbit, because that was like maybe early summer of 2000 when she was, what was the word that Tenacious D used? She was snatched. She was absconded. She was stolen, right? She was stolen from Mar-a-Lago. And then what is his birthday? Because like she's getting to the point where she's talking about his birthday coming up, his 48th birthday. What's the date of his birthday? Like what month? I'm blanking on that. Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein birthday. January 20th, 1953. So she's talking about his 48th birthday coming up, and that Ghislaine took pictures of her nude for his secret room. He showed her his secret room that was just filled of photographs of nudie bear minors. And so for her, she actually felt like some kind of affection and acceptance that she was getting into his collection of the nudie bear minor photo gallery. So he had this secret room that was like in the Manhattan mansion, and she had been in that room a lot and she hadn't noticed the secret door, but he showed her because he liked her so much, because she was special. And I'm sure she was in many ways. I mean, she was very intelligent. She was very intuitive. She was very attractive. She was very timid and scared and willing to do whatever it took to please them, and kind of like the path of least resistance to get out of these situations that were extremely anxiety provoking and dangerous. I mean, when you're in a situation like that, even if you are repeatedly abused, you still know that things can go sideways and you can get beat up or unalived at the drop of a hat. I mean, these people were not gentle with her, and they were not, they got pretty explicit sometimes in their threats to make sure that she was always on her best behavior. So like at one point, just out of the blue, sort of, little E shows her a photograph of her brother. She has a brother. She's got one brother that's 5 years older than her, a half brother. And then she's got a younger brother who I think is full brother, that is like maybe 6 or 7 years younger than her. And she was like a mini mom for him. And so little E shows her a photograph that obviously somebody took while they were like stalking him behind him when he was like on his way to school or on his way home after school. And little E shows her the picture and makes not such a thinly veiled threat. Like, if you ever step out of line, we know where he lives. We know where he goes to school. But again, I always want to reiterate that in situations like the situation that she was in, you don't have to say the quiet part out loud. The message is clearly implicated or implied. There's the word I'm looking for. It's clearly implied that you don't tell anybody or something bad can happen, right? What else? You know, she talks about how horrible she felt, I guess, because she's not alive anymore, how terrible she felt about recruiting other women. But what I like about the book is that she's so forthright. She just throws it all out there. She does a really good job explaining so you can understand the nuances of, you know, that she willingly recruited girls, but she also told them explicitly what she was recruiting them for. And the other recruiters didn't really do that. The other recruiters would just say, like, oh, you know, he just wants a massage and he can help you with school, or he has got connections to help you become a famous model or what have you. Boob tube, what's happening? Just gonna listen while working. Awesome. Thank you so much. You guys are the bomb. How are you? It's been a hot minute, hasn't it? You've seen me with my braces, no? Raised from Perdition, have you seen me with my braces? I know Billy has. I think it's been about 3 months. I told the dentist yesterday, like, I'm done. I can't do this for another year. But, you know, my teeth are super straight already in just 3 months. So I'm like, can't we just call it good enough and go? And maybe, you know, maybe I won't have to have them on for the full 18 months, but I'm only 3 months in. So hopefully it'll get better. Good to see you, Jazz, in chat. Yes, you look marvelous, simply marvelous. Well, what's different than watching me lately is I'm standing up, which I only reset my set to be standing up like a couple of days ago. I used to do my videos early on standing up almost all the time, and then I figured out how to do them sitting down, and then I always did them sitting down. And I think I like it better standing up, actually. It's nice to be able to move around, and then I can show you the puppy dogs, and I can cuddle the puppy dog more easily. Let's see, where can I set this book down where I won't knock anything down? I'll knock everything down, right? Come here, baby. Come here. Oh, look. The weedy dog. She was worrying me last night. She was not eating her food, which is not that uncommon for her. Like, she's so tiny, and we feed her the same amount that we feed the other dogs. And so she kind of just skips meals a couple of times a week. But then she was acting kind of lethargic too, and I just got worried. I called the vet last night. I was like, can we come in right away? And they were like, nope, we're gone for the day. Call in the morning if she's still lethargic. Isn't she so cute? She's my little baby. And look at the black heart on her forehead that I always have to point out. I always have to make the joke that I touched it up with the black Sharpie right before coming on. But she is my little girl. If I put her on her back, let's see. Sometimes she freaks out and bites, and I don't want her to kill me on screen. If she's going to kill me, she could at least do it in private. But she is my little baby doll. And yeah, when she's cuddled, she does not want you to bother her. And I picked her up off of her super cuddly bed. Mwah! Don't kill me in front of people, okay? If you're going to take me out, do it privately. Mwah! There you go, baby. So cute. Food stamp customers threatening us in videos online, TikTok and YouTube if we alert to them shoplifting. They said once we go out of store, we won't make it back in. What? OMG. That is so stupid. Oh my goodness. I am so sorry. Yeah, this whole shutdown and the demolishing of the East Wing, it's all for show. It's all to distract us. Like, I think sometimes we forget that these things are simply to distract us. I mean, shutting down the government is also to prevent the latest representative from Arizona getting sworn in. Is it like Adriana Grajale or something like that? I'm not sure if I'm getting her name right. Let's see. I like to try to get names right. I like to try to get things right in general. I think it's Adriana Grajale. Let's see what it says. Arizona representative that is not getting sworn in. Adelita Grijalva. I was so close. Adelita Grijalva, I think is how you say it. So yeah, obviously they don't want to swear her in because they don't want her to say release the files. They don't even need to be released at this point in time. The more, in my opinion, the more the dear leader is like freaking out and crapping bricks and bulldozing and demolishing the White House and canceling the government and all the other crap he's doing, like literally crap, the AI video with the poop. What else? He's just non-freaking stop. Flooding the zone, distract. In my opinion, like, he knows he's toast. He knows he is gone. He is a goner, and he's just milking it for all that he can. But one of the things I heard somebody say today is that the reason that Mike Johnson is delaying is that he's hoping that one of the Democrats might pass away, so that when she gets sworn in, it's a wash if they get a Republican to replace a Democrat. And I'm thinking, yeah, if not natural causes, then accidental self-inflicted misadventure, right? It's just a matter of time. And yeah, that's not going to be suspicious at all. Never is. Never, ever, ever. How's the other pup doing? Health any better? Sorry, don't mean to derail your life. No, you're good. That's Coco, the big one over here. Coco, come here. Come here, baby. Duh. Oh, she's like kind of growling at me. She kind of groaned. She's like, don't mess with me. They love when they're just cuddling on their soft things. I got those like marshmallow pillows for them. She's the one with cancer. She's doing great. Thank you for asking. We just had our second clean bill of health follow-up. So she had the cancer removed twice last year surgically. And then January and February, she had 20 radiation treatments in 30 days. So it was like 4 days a week for like mid-January until mid-February. And I was going to talk about that too, because I wanted to talk about where she had the treatments, OSU, which I love. I love OSU. They saved my dog's life. My mother was born there. My grandparents went to college there. OSU is a fabulous institution for so many reasons, way above and beyond those that I just mentioned. But it's also a really twisted institution. You've got that, what's his name? Is it John Jones? The guy who is in the government, who was part of their like wrestling team scandal. What is his name? Member of government who was part of OSU wrestling team sex abuse scandal. Jim Jordan. I'm like, John Jones? JJ. Jim Jordan. So he's a dirtbag and a half. He was with OSU for a long time. So they covered up all of that crap. But also, JD went to undergrad there. That's where he assaulted that couch, I believe. And I do believe that he assaulted a couch. And I still think that that couch should file a lawsuit. Emotional damages, pain and suffering, right? There's no statute of limitations on assault like that. Violated the couch. Gross. And then Wexner went to school there. So we don't talk about Wexner enough, do we? He kind of gets left out of everything. I think he's 87 years old. He is from the Dayton area. His parents were retail people. He went away to OSU. He started his limited company, I think, in the early 80s, or maybe even in the 70s. It was probably in the 70s. Yeah, I'm sure it was. And then, he came to be the owner of Victoria's Secret and the L Brands and Express and Bath and Body Works. And he's the man behind the monster. He, in my opinion, and in many people's estimation, was Little E's mentor. So not only was he his mentor, but he's also hardly ever brought up. He's heavily protected. He gave Little E that townhouse in Manhattan, the one where he abused everybody. I think it was worth like 41 million or something like that. It's one of the largest residential properties in Manhattan. He gave it to him. I don't even think he charged him $1 for it. He gave Little E access to all of his billions of dollars. He actually made him the power of attorney. And to me, it's much like a relationship like J.D. Vance and Peter Thiel. Very much like that. But what's the most upsetting thing about Les Wex is that when you go to OSU, there's all these buildings named after him because he donated so much money to his alma mater. Is that how you say it? Alma mater, something like that. And I mean, good for him that he's donating money, but there's people who believe that those companies are basically just shell companies to launder and to hide the income for foreign countries, the types of foreign countries that are involved in the wars right now. So that's believed. I have a really bad hangnail. Where's my purse? I have a little tiny pair of scissors in my purse. Let's see if I can fix it while I'm on screen, because I keep playing with it. You know how that is. And it's horrible if you mess them up, right? I don't know if these scissors are going to be tiny enough to get it. Watch me make myself bleed. No. Man, it's not working. I probably should stop. I shouldn't push my luck. Anyway, what are you saying? Dang it, Nancy. Sorry, I didn't notice your comment until just now, 9 minutes later or 5 minutes later. Hopping out of chat. Much love, everyone. Oh, and I missed all these comments. How's the other pup doing? Health concerns. Okay. And then we've also got the little ragamuffin that's not in here, the Flopsy Mopsy. What type is she? She is a Flopsy Mopsy. Dang it. What do they call those? How come I can't think of what type of dog she is? She's not mine. She's my kid's. The super long hair Cocker Spaniel. That's what, like, both of these dogs have a little Cocker Spaniel in them, but she's like full blood Cocker Spaniel. She's out and about, pooping all over the house, probably. Anyway, yeah, she's nuts when she's in here. Have you watched Total Coincidence Yo-Ye on YouTube? I love his take and theory on everything. I have not, but I'm going to write it down so that I don't forget. I don't think I've heard of that one. Yo-Ye? I don't know. Maybe I should look it up while I'm on live and see if maybe it looks familiar. There's so many good channels. Thank you for checking mine out, you guys. Yo-Ye. Let's see. I'm trying to look up Yo-Ye on YouTube. Yo-Ye. It sounds like a Kanye West thing, right? Ye. Oh, is he a comedian? Let's see. Or is he a musician? Or am I just looking at the wrong thing? Oh, here we go. I don't know. It says Jim Kennedy, Yo-Ye. Let's see what else you say about it. Give Coco a hug for me. Been hoping and praying for her. Well, it worked, Boob Tube. Thank you, my dear. I remember you talking about her cancer. Poor sweet doggo. Oh, it was awful. They were going to remove not just her leg, but her hip. Thank God we got a second opinion. Thank God we went to OSU. She's got all 4 legs. The whole Charlie Kirk being a hologram, 9/11, I'm convinced now. Yeah, there's a lot of weird crap with all of it, isn't there? There's so much weird crap. Dang it, Nancy. I literally think that the government was behind 9/11 to distract from the fact that somebody in the government red-rummed Chandra Levy. Like, I'm not kidding you. Because we all know that those types of affairs happen all the time with the interns and any employer, but especially politicians. But what a lot of people don't know is how often they get red-rummed, which is why Monica Lewinsky saved that blue dress with the semen on it, was because she didn't want to get killed. And if she did get killed, she wanted there to be a trail of evidence. Seriously. Les Wex, complete shitbag. Les Wex and the other guy from Abercrombie and Fitch. I was just thinking of him earlier today. The one who's like 80 years old, he was arrested and then he was declared incompetent. Let me see. The Abercrombie and Fitch guy. Abercrombie and Fitch, predator, incompetent for trial. So not only was he deemed incompetent, Jeff Jeffries. See, I don't even need to wait until it looks it up. I just need to do that. It doesn't even tell me. But yeah, it's Jeff Jeffries. It gets the brain going. So he's 80 years old. It took 10 years to get him arrested a year ago, and then he quickly got deemed incompetent to stand trial, which is what I believe the asset of Daddy Vladdy, our stable genius leader. I believe that's the angle that he's shooting for, which is why he's doing the crazy things like the AI poop video and stupid stuff like with the demolishing the White House and then acting like, oh, what? I need a permit for that? Because he's building a case for his own incompetence for when he gets arrested, because he knows it's just a matter of time. I mean, he can get arrested for treason after they impeach him. I looked that up during one of my lives a couple days ago. Yeah, the whole Charlie Kirk thing is insane. I don't know about him being a hologram, but I know that the whole thing is ridiculous. And again, another distraction. Another distraction. Okay, I promise I'm going to stop commenting. Gotta work. Jazz, I literally written down every movie and book you suggested. Oh, I'm so glad, dang it, Nancy, because I think I recommend good ones. Have you seen Zero Effect? That one is the one I mentioned the most. I Love You to Death is another one I mention a lot. So I Married an Axe Murderer is another one. You guys recommended to me a couple of days ago. Is it called True Detective? First Detective? True First Detective? But that is a good TV show. I think it was like an HBO thing. I think it's True Detective, right? True Detective HBO series. Yeah, I think that's it because it's 4 seasons. Yeah, that's it. That's a great show. I just watched like the first half of the first one and I was like, damn, you guys were recommending it for the transporting in particular. So yeah, I'll go right to that episode too. And somewhat of a conspiracy theorist with receipts. I like that, Nancy. That's a good way to put it. I mean, I wish that they were just theories. Unfortunately, I think that there's a lot of conspiring going on, and then it's not a theory; it's a thing. Man, this is driving me nuts. Maybe I'll run to the other room and get a pair of better little scissors. I probably should before I hurt myself. Do you guys mind? Talk amongst yourselves. I'm back. I just had to run to the bathroom to grab these. And anybody who doesn't have a pair of these, get yourselves one. I think they're just called like cuticle trimmers, and it's like curved and it's super sharp. Because, yeah, if I had cut myself, it would hurt a lot. Here, let me see if I can brighten up a light too. Come on, light. You can do it. Brighten up, brighten up. There you go. I really don't want to make it worse. It already hurts a lot. Hangnails are the worst, aren't they? I got it. I got it. So yeah, get yourselves one of those if you don't have one, or if you used to have one and you lost it, get a new one. That was a lifesaver. Oh, thank goodness. And now I just need like a little bit of lotion so I can quit playing with it. I got lotion. I don't have to leave the room for the lotion. I'll just step over here quickly. And this is a good one. But this one's kind of dried up because it's all like, yeah, I'm going to have to grab a different one because it's broken. I don't want to show you guys that I have my Bath and Body Works products, but I'll confess this one is called Inspired Joy, Juniper and Sage. And yeah, I love their lotions and their body sprays and their candles, but I don't like to support them, so I try not to. But yeah, I'm glad that you like the movies and the books that I've suggested. You know, my favorite book that I suggest a lot that I haven't mentioned a lot recently is that Gift of Fear by Gavin de Becker. So good. So helpful. Somewhat of a conspiracy theory with receipts. Hi, Anna Bees. What's up? Did you get your package? I'm so glad to see you too. What time is it? It's 4:30. I'm going to have to wrap up in like the next half hour or two. I got stuff going on this evening with the family. I'm so happy to see you guys. And how long have I been on? An hour and 15. I could just stay on with you guys forever. Like now that I've really got the setup, and I think standing is more comfortable than sitting, I could start doing some marathon lives. I can see if I can break Shan's record of 10 hours. It's funny. I do need to make it profitable too. If anybody would like to donate, I'm very receptive to any financial incentives. I've got the Cash App. What do I have? Venmo and Buy Me a Coffee. They're all linked in the description of my channel and in the description of every video. And no pressure. I'm just happy that you're here, but I keep forgetting to mention it, and I need to start mentioning it. I might even start trying to sell my jewelry on YouTube. I might. Do you guys think I should? Because I've never wanted to, because like I said, I hate making jewelry. I like having the jewelry, but I have so much of it, and I can't stop making it. I'm addicted. So maybe I should start selling my jewelry. I looked it up on the YouTube to see if it was like within the community standards, and it is. If it's your own unique jewelry, like you don't even have to worry about anything. So that is my ticket. So I can start hawking my jewelry, you guys, seriously. Because yeah, I don't want to have to do anything else for work anymore. Like, it's too inconvenient. It interferes with my life. It interferes with my YouTube. But I do need to have an income. Let's see. And yeah, I keep talking about doing contract work with some like crisis intervention stuff. And maybe I will, but I'd rather continue full-time with the YouTube-ins. So the movie with Mila Kunis. Yeah, you guys recommended that to me. The Happiest Girl Alive, The Luckiest Girl Alive. That movie was so traumatic to watch, and it's so good. Again, it kind of teaches you the nuances of how muddy the water is when you're dealing with real tragedy. Because her character was assaulted, and then there's somebody that she knows that was also assaulted, and then he shot up the school, but he didn't shoot her. And then the guy who assaulted them both was injured but not deceased, and then he became like a spokesperson, but he never copped to his crimes and his being a perp, being an abuser. Sorry I disappeared for a month. I was feeling very deflated, and I have been very ill, suffering with fibrosis in the lungs from the mycotoxicity I had 2 years ago. Ran into some case hurdles too. I am so sorry to hear about that, boob tube. Thank you for mentioning it to tune me in and to tune all of us in. I hope you're feeling better. I think all of us are probably feeling very overwhelmed at times if we're paying attention to the news. And I think it's important to pay attention to the news, but keep it in check, or just pay attention to it by watching comedy, by watching YouTube skits. Josh Johnson has been killing it. And of course, Jimmy Kimmel, Seth Meyers, Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Fallon too. People slam him for being a little too mainstream, but I think he's just as good as the rest of them. And then you guys reminded me to keep checking out Trevor Noah. He's also really good. And I keep finding more really good comedians in addition to Paula Poundstone and Lysandra V. I'm who suggested the first season of True Detective, right on Anna B's. Oh, look at that. What did I miss here? Dang it, Nancy says. It's not letting me scroll down. Man, my screen has been so messed up. Maybe because of the lotion. Let me see. Pin message. It's not letting me scroll down. Holy crap. Stop it. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to have to let it go. Break a 10-hour record. Get it? I don't get it. Do it. I know which one I've got dibs on. I haven't been to the post office yet. My daughter fell yesterday and we went to the ER. She broke bones on the top of her foot. I'm so sorry. My goodness, that's crazy. So that's why I haven't went up there yet. Dang, I hope she's okay. That sounds so painful. Yeah, prayers for your daughter. Yes, I know about braces. I've been on replay all along. Okay, good. Thanks, Rays from Perdition 2 times. You're awesome. I miss you, my dear. You're the bomb. You guys all are. You're my people. Gotta clock in. Hope to see you again soon. Yes, yes, yes. Much love. Rays from Perdition 2 times. That's good to do the initials. It almost looks like RFK Jr. though, right? REP 2X. Man, has he been like going off the deep end, like even more than he already was off the deep end? That guy, what a nut. What a dangerous individual. Thank you, BoobTube, and Raised from Perdition 2 times. You're welcome, Miss Anna. Thank you, Jazz. Oh, yeah, for your daughter's prayers for her foot. Man, that sucks so bad. Ooh. Tell her to be sure to do everything just like the doctor's order, because you don't want to mess with a foot. You know that. You're a nurse. You know that. Yeah. Ice, baby. And then the arnica and maybe comfrey too. You know, comfrey is an herb that's really good for sprains and, you know, torn muscles, twisted ankles, that kind of thing. Man, feet are so intricate. Don't we have do we have a couple hundred bones in our bodies or a couple hundred bones in our feet? Probably our bodies, right? Let's see. Let's ask the artificial intelligence, since the natural intelligent isn't always so intelligent. How many bones are in an adult human body? Going a little learning spree here. It's not telling me. Come on. It's like, no, I'm done. The average adult body contains 206 bones. The axial skeleton is 80, and the appendicular skeleton is 126. How many bones are in a foot? A lot, right? 26 bones in total. Dang. When you think about that, having dang it, stupid gravity. Stop gravity. When you think about having 200 bones in your body roughly, and then 10% of them are just in the foot, when the foot is just a very small portion of your body. Why did this come up? Oh my goodness. It went straight to Donald Trump's neck vulva. That's hilarious. I gotta set that down. That's spooky. I must have hit something when I hit the thing over here. Therapy is so important. Add natural vitamin D. Oh, and like physical therapy for the broken foot. I would think she had an ortho boot. She doesn't see a surgeon. 216 bones in the body. Gotta run. Good to see you, Jazz. And Raised from Perdition. Miss Nancy, hope you all have a wonderful and blessed day. Yes, comfrey and bone set for sprains and injured bones. Good stuff. Thank you. Also bone broth, like at Costco. It's expensive, but like I would think beef bone broth is even going to be healthier for bone repair than chicken bone broth, just because cows are so sturdy and chickens are, kind of chicken like. But yeah, I would think bone broth would be really important. Just make soups with it and stuff. Use it in cooking. She doesn't see the ortho surgeon until the 29th. So 5 days. Yikes. Why? Like, why do they want to wait? Or is it that they have to wait because they're backed up? I mean, is it like a thing like they want to give it a few days to recover from the initial trauma before they go in there and traumatize it more? I was wrong about how many bones in the body. LOL. No wonder I had trouble in AP class. Well, it's math, so I didn't even notice if the 216 was different from what I said from AI. It's roughly 200, right? And then what was it, like 26 in the foot? Probably a lot in the hand too. And then the spine. I mean, the rest of the bones are pretty big, right? With the hands and the spine and the ribs, I mean, the rest of them are all like big bones, right? Let's see what the AI says. How many bones in the hands, feet, spine, neck, and ribs combined? That's only 73. The total number of bones in the hands, feet, spine, neck, and ribs is 73. Oh my goodness. Hands have 54, 27 in each foot, 27 in each hand, 52 bones in your feet, 26 in each foot. Then that doesn't make sense because right there you're at 106 with just your 2 hands and your 2 feet. So AI is smoking some crack or something. Your spine is 26. And then with your sacrum and all the rest of it, it's 33 completely when you add it all up. Not including the neck. Or no, that's part of the 33. Your spine is 26, your neck is 7, your ribs are 24 because you got 12. And so the total bones, the hands, the feet, the spine, the neck, and the ribs, calculating, it's not adding them up. Oh, here we go. 163. This seems to be wrong again. Let's try a different approach. Oh, that's funny that the AI is questioning its own self. 156. This seems to be wrong again. Oh, that's wild. Man, the AI is so super intelligent. It's like questioning itself and re-asking. That is crazy. That is wild. Good for you, AI. You're scaring me. You're getting so smart. The average adult has 146 in their hands, feet, spine, neck, and rib combined. $146 or 156? That's so funny. I think it's 156. So it said 146, but then when it breaks it down and recalculates, it says 156. See, the computer is just like us, right? So, see, it's because he is busy. Dang, that sucks that she has to wait so many days just because he's busy. Yeah. But hopefully that gives her body a chance to just kind of chill out after all that trauma. Watch the last Total Coincidence Yoey. I think it was yesterday. Did you know the biggest organ in the body is the skin? I did know that. That one I know for sure, Anna B says. So let's see. What was that? I want to check it out. The Total Coincidence Yoey. See, and I looked up Yo-Yi, but I try it with your spelling there, Yoey. Yo-Yi. So we got Yo Yi, the fundraiser. And then Total Coincidence. Okay, I see it. So yeah, they're just about my size channel, but only 25 videos. I have like 1 million already. But let's see what really happened to Charlie. Ooh, 22 hours ago. Interesting. Oh yeah, 2-hour video. I'll watch it. And the description is, what are the odds? Oh, they just started their channel like 6 months ago or less, July 20th, 2025. Good for them. See, I had about that many subscribers about that far into having my channel, and then I've been shadow banned ever since. And again, I take it as a compliment. And, you know, part of being shadow banned, the good part is you don't have to deal with the haters quite as much, because that does get old. But it's also kind of fun once you learn how to play ball, right? So yeah, interesting. I'm going to start the video just for a second. It's gotten 1,000.1 views already. Let's see what he says. He kind of looks like a Joe Rogan type.
Now he has a daughter, so in other words, he's fucked. Later in life, he is fucked.
You said a bad word.
He sees my daughter is 16. She's beautiful. Luckily,
stay away.
Stay away. Stay away. Sports enough time.
You fat ass, stay away.
Stay away from her, you bitches. I got a gun at home.
Kid?
Oh, you're.
I like the way he's got 2 of himself. That's cute. Is it both him talking to himself, or does he have an identical twin? That's cute. Yeah, I'll totally check that out. Because, yeah, I've been just, you know, I've been reading the book. So I haven't been watching so much videos the last few days because I just want to power through this book. But I do still watch a few videos. So I'll watch that one while I'm like taking my walk or something. Let's see. Shadow banned because of Kylie Rodney. Yeah, I was shadow banned from the beginning. And then with, I think with the Idaho 4, I really think that I was hitting things hard and that I was one of a handful of channels that was kind of able to see through the crap. And I'm convinced that people from the Moscow PD were like cyber stalking me. And then there's other things that I've done other than Kylie Rodney and the Idaho 4 to keep me shadow banned. And, you know, I'm not going to change what I do. I might change platforms because I think this platform is probably going to be shutting all of us down anyway. But I'm not sure if I'll be changing platforms. I should, just as an insurance policy, so that if and when the YouTube gets shut down, there's an alternative route to get to me. I mean, you guys all have my email, so we can just do a group chat or something. I mean, I'm serious. We could do like a Zoom call. Who knows? We could have fun with that, right? So yeah, the whole Kylie Rodney thing, all of this stuff with Virginia and the Idaho 4 and Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk, I'm convinced more than ever that Kylie was and maybe still is being trafficked. And I don't mean to offend anybody or upset anybody with that if they're convinced that she was red-rummed and they think that Scammy should go to hell for it. Because I think Scammy should go to hell for it because I think that she was part of getting her trafficked. I think that there's a lot more of this super dark crap, even than what's presented in Virginia's book. I think Virginia's book is opening my eyes to things that I already knew were there, but I didn't realize the magnitude of it. But I think that it's so hard to take it in and it's so hard to write about, that even though like I think she knows the whole magnitude of it or knew the whole magnitude of it, but it cost her life. And it costs everybody their lives. And I think that this is why her family and the reporters and the ghostwriter, all of them try to say she didn't do this, or she did do this to herself. She wasn't a victim and quit conspiring, making conspiracy theories about that. She didn't do it to herself. I think she was Epsteined. I think it's obvious that she was Epsteined, but I think that people in her inner circle, if they even leave that open as a question mark, that they'll get Epsteined too. I mean, these people don't play. They do not play. And if they really want to traffic somebody like Kylie or like the Idaho 4, the first thing they have to do is disappear them and make it so that nobody's going to look for them by doing a body double and faking their being deceased, which I even think might be the case with Gabby Petito at this point too. And I know that that sounds crazy and that some people might just be like, oh no, Jazz has gone full-blown conspiracy theorist. I don't think I have. I think that I've gone full-blown, my connection is on. What? Are you guys still there? Can you still hear me? As soon as I start talking like that, it said connection is unstable. And I don't see any more comments. Can you let me know if you can still hear me? The autopsy is what did it for me. So yeah, as soon as I said all that, it went connection unstable. Shocking, isn't it? OMG. See, to me, that just confirms that A, we're having a storm, or B, that's how they roll. I was watching a really good live, but I was watching it on replay. It was that guy who's like Wahaji yesterday. He had a guest on, and his guest was, I want to say it was the ghostwriter of Virginia's book. And she could barely talk without it being interrupted with, like she just kept freezing. Let's see. His last name is Ali. Let me see what. Okay, my mod says that they can still hear me. Good. Well, I'll quit talking about that stuff because I don't want to lose my stream. We're an hour and a half in. I'm going to have to wrap up in a few minutes anyway. Was I going to try to look up the Wahaji Ali video, who it was that he was interviewing that kept disconnecting? It was so frustrating.
Why do you talk about politics so much? Didn't you used to
It
just
was
be
so
fun?
frustrating watching it, but I was bound and determined. I kept watching it anyway. And let's see. What was that? Kirby Summers put out a really good one today. I highly recommend it. I'll put a link in the description. Let's see. Yesterday. Wahajat Ali. And who was it that he was interviewing? It's titled Einstein, Trump, and the Pedo Cabal, The Truth Virginia Giuffre is Finally Telling. But who was his guest? Was it the author? Yeah, it was. No. It wasn't the co-author, or it wasn't the ghostwriter for book. It was this investigative journalist named Vicky Ward. And Vicky Ward has done a lot of hardcore work on Virginia's case. So, but we also have to be really, really careful with the information that we take in. Like Vicky Ward, I don't trust completely. One reason is because I think she's going full mainstream with the Idaho 4. She's written a book about that. She's in the middle of writing a book about Luigi Mangione that she says isn't going to be ready for a couple of years. And even what I've heard her say about Virginia Giuffre, a lot of it seems right on the money to me, but some of it doesn't. And another one I want to warn you about, because I think it's good to like question everybody, question me, question my honesty, and question my accuracy, because sometimes I misspeak. I'm always going to be as honest with you as I possibly can be. But sometimes I mean to say 4 and I say 5, or sometimes I think it's 4 when it's 5. But sometimes the words just come out wrong. Kirby Summers is one that I really trust. And I recently told you guys that I wasn't even so sure about her. And I think it's good to scrutinize everybody in real life and especially online. But one that I want to give you guys a heads up to steer clear of, because Kirby Summers says steer clear of her, and I believe her. She's a real weirdo. What is her name? Whitney Webb. Steer clear of Whitney Webb. And if I offended anybody by saying that, please tell me, because I think she would be an easy one to get sucked into, because she presents as this really nerdy conspiracy theorist journalist, and she just like nails it with like the nerdiness, and she's a complete actor, and she's a hack, and she's a plant. So steer clear of Whitney Webb. And I'd say trust Kirby Summers. Trust this guy. I love this guy. Wahajat Ali, Wajahat. And I'll put all these links in the description later. He's amazing. I found him by watching Mary Trump's channel. And when he fills in for Mary Trump, he calls himself the Brown Mary. It's really cute. And he's so good. And then Lev Parnas is another one that I really like, him and his son Aaron. They're very different from each other, but they're along the same vein. And then the best is when Lev and Zev go on a live with Wahaji. What do they call him? Like, they have a nickname. What, Wahajat? They just call him Waj, like W-A-J. That's like his nickname. So you got Lev and Zev and Waj, and those guys are so on it. Lev is the one that used to be the Stable Genius's fixer. Lev Parnas did Hard Time, just like I said Barry Cohen the other day when I met Michael Cohen. So Michael Cohen is the fixer that we all know about, who also did Hard Time, who acts like he's come around to the truth, but he's still in it. He's still, I think, had his life threatened. Like, he still has to talk non-truth or it's over for him. I don't trust what Michael Cohen says. Is that his name? Is that it? Michael Cohen? The attorney, the fixer attorney. Kind of like Anthony Scaramucci. I mean, it's great that they both have like turned a corner and are trying to be better people, but they're still in the bullcrap. Michael Cohen. And yeah, once you're in that bullcrap, I mean, the only reason Lev Parnas can be real is because he's even more of a badass than the Stable Genius. Yeah, Michael Cohen is his name. I always get confused and call him Barry Cohen. Bye, y'all. Going to start from the beginning. Oh, Patricia Moss. Nice to see you. What were you saying about Gabby? I will replay that in my 1 second. Up church these days. Yeah, I haven't watched him in a while. And honestly, it's because of the racism. You know, he's all into the Confederate flag and stuff. I mean, I love him, but I don't love the Confederate flag. Okay, where am I here? I think we might have lost some of the comments. I've had a good short today about how Republicans are going to stop midterms from happening, and they plan on stopping all voting. Of course they do. I don't think they're ever planning on restarting the government, personally. I haven't said that on a video yet, but I honestly think that they're not interested in starting the government. They would just take a wrecking ball to the whole thing, not just the East Wing, all of it. It's all for Daddy Vladdy. They're just slaves for Vladdy and BB. Well, it's not that short. It's probably about 16 minutes long. Yeah, those chicks are on fire, aren't they? I've had it. Hi, everyone. Busy, but I'm here. Patricia, yay! And I told you I'm going to send you another one of your little chicken coops. And I have some stuff I was going to put in it so that it's not just the chicken coop. Let me show you. Because I think I only have the one chicken coop left, but I've got some white picket fence. And I think I have one that's not beat up like this one. The dog's got a hold of this white picket fence. But I was going to send you white picket fence and a chicken coop because you want it again, girl. So let's see. I'm always at the end, but caught alive. DIY Drea, nice to see you. Sorry that I missed so many comments. Let me get caught up, and then I do need to get wrapping up too in a minute here. And Upchurch these days says his court hearing is indefinite. And I mean, Upchurch did such great work with like the Red Flag Ronnie. Why was Red Flag Ronnie's photograph Wayne Wu's son's Facebook profile picture changed almost a year to the day before Kylie Rodney disappeared? So to reiterate, Kylie Rodney disappeared on August 6th, 2022, right? 10 days after Sheriff Wayne Wu was sworn in as the Prosser County Sheriff. Then his son, Nate Wu, was at the Kylie party. But a year prior, so August of 2021, he changed his profile picture to Red Flag Ronnie's face. I forget the actor's name. He was like a comedian. I think his last name was Cedric with a C. Red Flag Ronnie and SF Investigates both said that they went boots on the ground looking for Gabby Petito. There, did I catch you up enough? I'm going to try to get through all the comments and then wrap up because, like I said, I do need to run. I am on a schedule. And then we can pick up there the next one, which will hopefully be tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. I really like to try to do the lives every day. And one of the main reasons why I haven't been able to is because of the braces. But hopefully that's getting under control. Let's see. Autopsy is what did it for me. Well, so the autopsy with Gabby too. This is what made me connect the two recently. They were both ID'd by their fucking tattoos. That's not a way to ID. You can do that as a preliminary ID, but you've got dental records, you've got DNA, and you've got a family member IDing. They couldn't do... I don't think they could do DNA with Gabby because it was just not enough there. Trigger warning. They should have been able to do dental records with Gabby, but they couldn't do family member ID either because of the elements. They ID'd her by her sweatshirt and her tattoos. But wait, no, if they ID'd her by her tattoos, then there would have been DNA there. Okay, that doesn't make sense. And then Kylie was also ID'd by her freaking tattoo, not DNA, not dental records, and not family member. That's absolute bullcrap. No, just the Red Flag Ronnie SF Investigates connection makes me think both those girls are currently being trafficked and probably being used as breeders. Yeah, I know. It sounds crazy, and it is. It's horrible. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm just plain knucking futs. Yeah, Jazz, I'm still listening and truly trying to work, but yes. Teed and then red rummed. Final resting place was not the reservoir. That's what I was told. She wasn't in that hatch, hence the missing Subrot 14 I'm not tracking what that is, BoobTube. The Sup Rot 14. And we can hear you. RPT. BoobTube. Let's see. I'm listening and trying to work. RPT. Oh, and then Red Room. Yeah. I definitely think she was trafficked. I just think she still might be. I mean, the whole thing with the Bohemian Grove. Give me an effing break. And then the whole thing with the the Alpine Club that had done their biannual thing at the Lost Trail Lodge right before she went missing, the weekend before she went missing. What were you saying about Gabby? I haven't said much publicly. Okay, I'm going to start from the beginning. Bye, y'all. Weird thing, Nancy. Where did that go? That pacer doesn't support what Ryan is saying. So weird. But if anyone wants his email, I snagged it from court documents. Huh. I think both Kylie and Gabby have passed. It's quite possible. It's quite possible that they were both trafficked and passed, or not trafficked and passed, or trafficked and still being trafficked. I mean, it's hard to know the truth. Anna B's, the FBI files mentioned Crescent City. The CAL FIRE managed Wood Jackson are the key. CAL FIRE managed Woods, and then Jackson, Wyoming. Jackson Hole is where Gabby was last seen. And before she was in Wyoming, she was in Utah. Charlie Kirk was in Utah. There's a lot of crazy stuff with the Utah. Gabby was in that hotel room for 6 days by herself at the Holiday Inn Express right by the Salt Lake City airport, starting 4 or 5 days after the DV incident with the Moab PD, and then up until about just maybe 3 or 4 days before she was allegedly unalived. So from about the 16th of August of 2021 until about the 23rd of August, she spent 6 nights in that Holiday Inn Express while Brian went to clean out the storage locker in Florida. But yeah, I do need to wrap. What time is it? Yeah, I'm okay, but let me try to get through all the comments. Whitney Webb is deceased, Gary Webb's kid. What? The one that's on, let me show you what she looks like. Maybe there's 2 of them. Whitney Webb. It says Whitney Webb has been a professional writer, researcher, and journalist since 2006. She has written for several websites, and from 17 to 20 was a staff writer and senior investigative reporter for Mint Press News. But yeah, there's probably oh, this is funny if this is her, because she's really changed her look. But it could be a couple different let's see. The voice that wouldn't be silenced. One nation under blackmail, she wrote. Yeah, she's really nerded it up. Like, a lot of these pictures, she doesn't even look like that big of a nerd, but she's really been trying to sell herself on this whole like nerd thing. Here, this is a picture more like what she looks like these days. She likes to wear this yellow sweater a lot. And then she has this really weird haircut. Can you see that? You can look her up too. So she's got like crazy weird bangs. She's got like the glasses, which I know I'm wearing glasses too. It's okay to be a nerd. And then she wears like weird mustard colored, super ugly sweaters. And she wears like a weird ribbon in her hair. Like it's like she's a freaking character on SNL. But maybe I'm wrong about her. When the channel that I mentioned earlier that said not to trust her. Let me see. This is my brain shutting down because I'm getting to a panic where I do need to wrap up. So that's there. That's what she looks like. Kirby Summers. So when Kirby Summers first mentioned that she was not to be trusted, I thought, really, Kirby? She seems good. But I trust Kirby Summers. She's an Epstein survivor who has her own channel, and she writes books. And you just got to decide who you think you can trust. So yeah, the thing about the Jackson Hole, Wyoming, the Cal Topo, all of these things that happen in the national parks, I think we need to be very suspicious of, because that's kind of the no man's land. Just like little E likes to abuse the kids, the young females in the airplanes where he's in nobody's jurisdiction. So they had the airplanes set up. That was where the worst abuse happened, the worst of the abuse. And I don't know how many bedrooms he had in each of his freaking airplanes, the Lolita Express. I'm hooked with the Birdie channel. Yeah, I've been checking that channel out too. I don't know what to think about it though. He got 15,000 in less than 6 months. Very critical thinking on Idaho 4. Sometimes it kills my brain. Yeah, his ideas are very impressive and interesting, but I just don't know. I like to really sniff somebody out before I decide if I'm going to trust them or not. Let's see. Later, guys. Okay, Jazz, you win. I'm convinced DT is Lucifer. Yeah. Did you see the photo that I put in my community post? The one where he's got the horns? There was one where I drew horns on him a few weeks ago. And then there was one that was just the photograph from a news reporter where he grew them himself. Seriously, check it out on my community posts if you're interested. I think my community posts are really good, but they don't get a lot of traffic. But yeah, I think he knows that he's going to hell too. When he was saying that he doesn't even think there's anything he could possibly do to get himself into heaven. Like, that's pretty bad, because the whole thing with forgiveness and redemption, you should be able to do something, no matter if you're Ted Bundy even. In Kylie's case, when Shan broke down the pick Sleepy and Shh, that did it for me. Kylie was in rigor and they were playing Weekend at Bernie's with her. It's very, very possible, Anna Bees. I'm with you on that totally. But I am still confused. Like, I don't know. I don't know if what you said is true, but I am there with you 100%. At the same time, but yeah, I am with you 100% on that. Nancy, you're not wrong. Oh Lord, Anna, so creepy and so true. I'm sorry, Nancy, I should have wrote trigger warning. Yeah. Oh God, I need a Xanax. Sorry, Nancy. Dang it, Nancy. What a surprise to wake up to. Ninja, what's up? What's happening? And yeah, you're over there in Australia, which is, I didn't know that the Brits made prisons in Australia back a few hundred years ago. Like, I didn't know that whole history. Did you know about that history? That is wild. Sort of like the gulags down in El Salvador. It's crazy. It's so lovely to see you. I'm working, can talk, but hey, Ninja, good to see you. And yeah, I do need to get going. Jazz, aka Google 2.0. I do Google a lot. I know. I'm an addict. I admit it. Jazz. I met Jackson demonstration in California. Cal Fire controlled camp by Mendocino in Crescent City aligns with FBI files. Why can't I work and ignore this chat? That's cute. I'm glad that you're in it, but yeah, I do need to wrap her up and get moving. I'm not in a panic for time yet, but almost. Interesting, BoobTube. You are always on point. Thank you, AB, Annabes. I have good sources. It's not me, I assure you. Ninji, what are you working on? Yeah, we were originally a convict colony. How did I not know that until just like yesterday? Like, that is crazy. Like, I need to get more educated with history. That is nuts. I'm back again for a second. I just want to apologize. Jess, I keep forgetting you are in pain with braces on. I never should have tried to push you to read Virginia's book. Hey, I'm going back again. You're fine, Patricia. I mean, in all actuality, I shouldn't push myself to do my lives, but I'm gonna. So, I just wear wax as much as I can, and I try not to talk other than when I'm on my lives. So I'm excited to be on with you guys. It means so much to me. It gets my brain going. It warms my heart. It inspires me. You guys inspire me. Thank you a million for being here. I hate to hang up. Tell me what case you're working on, Ninji. I mean, I could look. I've been so into this political crap, but I go where my heart takes me. Let's see what Ninja's been up to. I know you were doing a lot on the Maddie, poor little Maddie in Florida. Let's see. But yeah, you changed the name of your channel to the Ninchi True Crime. Ninchi True Crime. Oh, the little kids. I'm glad you're working on that. Thank you for doing that. Belinda Gray, the grandchildren. Yeah, this 9-year-old is that part of the Belinda Gray? The 9-year-old missing for 2 weeks. Wasn't that 9-year-old missing for like a whole year? But then they just reported it. Wow. It's just vile what some people do with their kids. Absolutely vile. So Virginia Giuffre says in her book, like, the big reveal is that her father was the first one to violate her when she was 7. And then he gave her away to a friend of his that was kind of like an uncle to her. I think before she was 9, she was violated by that guy too. And then I believe, I know there's a lot of people who believe that the guy that married her, that she was still married to when she passed away, Robert Giuffre, that he was a plant and that he was her handler. And I totally believe that, because she went to Thailand. She married him in 10 days or 2 weeks after meeting him. And then she'd been with him for the last like 23 years, 22 years, until she passed away. And so the whole story about her being a victim of domestic violence would be, when a woman is in the most danger if she's in a domestically violent relationship is when she's trying to get out of that relationship. So she was unalived before the divorce was finished. The facts of her passing away are very parallel and consistent with the facts of JFK Jr.'s second wife passing away. Mary Richardson, I want to say is her name. And they had 4 kids. And she was also in the middle of a big custody battle. This was like 12 or 13 years ago. Mary Richardson self-unalived at a remote ranch by herself. I'm sorry, but there's no way in hell that I'm going to believe that Virginia Giuffre, whose life had been threatened many times, she'd been followed, she'd been tormented, she had security systems. I do not believe that she's going to go out and live at this remote ranch without security, without dogs, without cameras, without all of the things that you would have. I don't think she lived out there alone. I think she had staff. She had just come into the 12 million pounds from the Royals. So $16 million less than 2 years before she passed away. So she was a millionaire. And after all she'd been through her whole life, that is just grosser than gross, then all of a sudden she couldn't take it anymore before the divorce was final. I think it's way too convenient for Prince Andrew. I think it's way too convenient for Jizz. I think it's way too convenient for the stable genius. Also BB. Also Daddy Vladdy. Those guys abused her too. And the freaking pierogi naked guy from Martha's Vineyard, Alan Dershowitz. You know, he's suing the pierogi guy from Martha's Vineyard because this guy thought he was such a jerk. He didn't want to sell him pierogies. He's got an active lawsuit against that guy. That guy is scary and dangerous, and Virginia had called him out and they'd been suing each other. I think all of those very, very wealthy, powerful people needed her gone and quiet. I do not think she did that to herself. And if Robert was her handler, he could have been paid to do it. I don't get it. I don't get it. But anyway, I'm going to finish up your comments again and then wrap up and say good night. 9-year-old is still in Cali. What was a convict colony? Australia. The whole country of Australia was a convict colony. That's how it started, like a couple hundred years ago or something. The Brits made their prisons there. Ninja is on Lily and Jack Sullivan missing persons case and doing a phenomenal job. Thank you, Ninja. I'll have to catch up with that because I love watching Ninja's stuff. True, this chat and channel are so hard to look away from. I love you guys. It's just because of you. Anna, Belinda's drone is big secret for safety reasons. I hope we can get some answers soon. Didn't she look already gone in the last photo? Exactly, dang it, Nancy. You're talking about Virginia. That whole thing with that school bus, that was bullcrap. I don't buy any of that. And yeah, she did look like she could have been deceased already. That could have been a Weekend at Bernie's photo. Totally. Thank you for saying that. Oh, Lord, me and my shepherd are going for a long, long walk. So do I. They still don't have anything on Jack and Lily. Nancy, I suspect that they have more than we realize. Are you live? I'm live. I think so too, Ninja. All right. Hey, I didn't know what happened. LOL. Were you cut off for a little while, Billy? Because once I started talking about the really dark underbelly of the world of trafficking, it said, oh, connection's unstable. And then it came back on. Why they lying and making up shit? And where are these girls and young people? Yeah. All right, you guys. I'm going to have to say I love you. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for being here. And you guys are the bomb. Drink your water.